secretly to her own secret self, the strangest place Emily's ever seen. The living room's in the kitchen. The sofa, armchairs, television set, and coffee table, all covered with books and games, are just on the other side of the round table from the sink and appliances. In the dining room, a sewing machine stands on a long table, and piles of fabric bloom from every surface in a crazy hodgepodge. Frances is divorced and makes her living as a seamstress, which is why Emily's parents aren't crazy about her friendship with Maggie, who is only a poor island girl. But Maggie and Emily have been best friends since they met on the beach when they were 5 years old. With Maggie, Emily is her true self. Maggie understands Emily in a way her parents never can. Now that the girls are growing up, Emily senses change in the air. But not yet. Not yet. There is still this summer ahead. And summer lasts forever. "I'd love some gingerbread, thank you, Mrs. McIntyre," Emily says politely. "Oh, holy moly, call her Frances." Maggie tugs on Emily's hand and pulls her into the house. Maggie acts blasé and bossy around Emily, but the truth is, she's always kind of astounded at the friendship she and Emily have created. Emily Porter is rich. The big, fat New York/Nantucket rich. In comparison, Maggie's family is just plain poor. The McIntyres live on Nantucket year-round, but are considered off-islanders, wash-ashores, because they weren't born on the island. They came from Boston, where Frances grew up and met Billy McIntyre and married and had 2 children with him. Soon after, they divorced, and he disappeared from their lives. When Maggie was a year old, Frances moved them all to the island, because she'd heard the island needed a good seamstress. She's made a decent living for them. Some women call Frances a treasure. Still, it's hard. It isn't that kids make fun of Maggie at school. Lots of kids don't have fathers, or have fathers who live in different houses or states. It's a personal thing. The sight on a television show, even a television ad of a little girl running to greet her father when he returns from work at the end of the day, or a bride in her white wedding gown being twirled on the dance floor by her beaming, loving father, can make a sadness stab through her all the way down into her stomach. Plus, her life is so cramped by their lack of money. When a friend asks her to go to a movie during summer at the Dreamland Theater, Maggie always says, "No thanks." She can't ask her mom for the money. In the winter, when friends take a plane off-island to Hyannis, where they stay in a motel and swim in the heated pools and see movies on huge screens and shop at the mall, they ask Maggie along, but she can never go. She hates the things her mom makes for her out of leftover material, saved from dresses she's sewn for grown women. Frances always tries to make the clothes look like those bought in stores, but they aren't bought in stores, and Maggie and everyone else knows it. Frances never makes Maggie's brother, Ben, wear homemade stuff. Ben always gets store-bought clothes, and nice ones that all the other guys wear. Their mom knows Ben would walk stark naked into the school before he'd wear a single shirt stitched up by his mother. Ben's 2 years older than Maggie, and bright, perhaps brilliant. That's what his teachers say. Everything about him's excessive. His tangle of curly black hair, the thick dark lashes, his deep blue eyes, his energy, his temperament. During good weather, he's outside, his legs furiously pumping the pedals of his bike as he tears through the streets of Sconset, or scaling a tree like a monkey, hiding in the highest branches, tossing bits of bark on the heads of puzzled pedestrians. He's a genius at sports, and never notices when he skids the skin of both knees and elbows into tatters, as long as he makes first base or tackles his opponent. During bad weather, Ben becomes the torment of Maggie's life. When the wind howls against the windows, she'll be curled up with a book, assuming he is too, for he does like to read. Then she'll discover that while he was so quiet, he'd been removing her doll's eyeballs in an unsuccessful attempt to give all the dolls one blue eye and one brown.